Howdy, folks. Woody Walls from NeedCoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer. Back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just left the cinema, which is right over there, and I have seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about that film on my way home, because generally speaking, it takes a lot less time than actually, thinking about something and typing it out. Especially if, the first word of your title is Avengers and the last name is War. But the good news is, we're not reviewing that again tonight. We're instead here to talk about the death of Stalin. Something light. Okay, so, synopsis. Okay, spoilers. Stalin dies. Sorry if you have not been keeping up to date on the history of the Soviet Union, but Stalin dies, and as is usual in cases where some kind of homicidal jerk with a great deal of power dies and suddenly there's no ruler, everybody else is suddenly jockeying for position. And the jockeying that goes on is the subject of the film and the ridiculousness of said jockeying. I mean, that's the synopsis. That's what you get. So, the thing about this film is that the trailer is almost a little, I don't want to say it gives you a false sense of security, since security is the wrong word, but it makes the film look like it's going to be funny from end to end, which is a lot to ask for since you are talking about, the death of Stalin. That's not exactly what happens. What happens is you have really dark stuff and really ridiculously funny stuff. And it's not even a blend. The example I always go to is Shaun of the Dead, where Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg managed to basically create a film that, was able to switch back and forth pretty much at will between really horrific stuff and really funny stuff in a way I've just never seen done. It's just so deftly, I think is the word I'm looking for. But basically, with this, there's no deftness to it. It just jerks back and forth between ridiculous passing of the buck for everything that they're doing, to then over to, well, we're just gonna, those people over there, we're just we're gonna have to shoot them, sorry. So it's jarring in those not transitions, but this is Armando Iannucci, who you might know from The Thick of It, the movie version In the Loop, and then The Thick of It sort of morphed over on this side of the pond into Veep. So you might be familiar with his particular brand of political satire, which can be at times dark and weird and twisted. But I think that's where the film excels, in that you have actors who can be both of those things and not make it seem like they're playing two different characters. Because you have Steve Buscemi, you have Simon Russell Beale, you have Jason Isaacs, you have Jeffrey Tambor. So you have an excellent ensemble of people to do that shuffling around. And part of it is, and the odd thing is, which is why you kind of, I feel like I need to now go and read up on what actually happened, because my understanding is is that Yanucci had to tone down some of it because you just wouldn't believe that it had happened that way. It was too ridiculous. And there are certain things in the film that strike you as, oh, well, that obviously is a bit of satire, when you don't know. So, you know, the whole truth is stranger than fiction thing definitely reigns as far as the film goes. I mean, is it funny? Is it ridiculous? Absolutely. So it delivered on the promise of the trailer, but there's just some very subtle and not so subtle dark bits in it. More than just bits. Okay, like imagine you have an ice cream that is a funny cream base, okay, and then you have like swirls of dark caramel running through it. That's kind of like what this is. And I would say that there were nuts in it because there's a lot of nutsy things going on, but no one normal likes nuts in ice cream, so I'm not even going to go there. So, the film is just an absolute trip, and like I said, it makes me want to go and find some lovely BBC documentary and just sit down and watch it for 3 hours to try to figure out what exactly the hell happened. So you've got the we're slowing down.
We're still on the best route.
We're still on the best route. I feel better. So yes, you've got a solid cast, you've got a solid script. That's the other thing that I would love to know is how much of it was improv, not like full-on waiting for Guffman school of improv, but you know, how much was theirs and like the cast, and how much was actually written down. Again, it's hard to tell, just like it's hard to tell what's historical. So excellent cast, excellent script for what it was. I mean, assuming there was a script, which I'm pretty sure there was. And is my hand on the, excuse me. This is 3D. Thank you for telling me. So yes. Should you see it on the big screen? Well, I mean, anytime you can go watch Michael Palin in a film, I almost think we owe it to the man to see it on the big screen. But if you are trying to save coin, I think it would be understandable, especially if you're in a place where maybe it played for all of 3 days, that you could catch it on demand, and I think it would work fine on your screen at home. Cup-wise, I mean, based on, honestly, I think if it had just been funny, I don't think it would have been as effective, because it wouldn't have given the cast as much to do, because it felt like they actually had some really nice bits that they could gnaw on. So I think I'm going to go with 4 out of 5 cups for it, because it's just a very solid film, and the sort of thing that I really need a Blu-ray of and a commentary track on. So I'll be looking for that to come out. I'm sure it will. Won't it? We shall see. So yeah, I think that's it. That's it. The Death of Stalin. Thanks so much for watching. It's amazing. This one is a lot more coherent than the last one. I feel like I jumped back in at the deep end. So yes, for more insanity like this, and of varying coherence, come and see us on neatcoffee.com. Yeah, until next time, we will see you on the Wayhomer Reviews.